The NFL fantasy football trade line is approaching. Well, it's already passed if you're in a public Yahoo league. But for most of you, the trade deadline is still not here. So we're going to be talking buy low, sell high. We're going to be talking Jon Gruden and the Raiders, the worst team this year. We're going to be talking about our locks of the week, some insider trading, some collusion. And we have a great show for you guys today. My name's Hussein the Brain, and I'm with Mike Mattal. He's back, folks.
I'm back, guys, and I'm ready for the show. It's coming down the wire, so if you're listening to the show, you're doing what you need to do to study up and get the edge on your
I'm
opponents.
out of it in one league. And
how many leagues?
7. That's not bad.
You're in 7? That's it?
That's it. Are you kidding me?
For someone of your stature,
It's
that's
driving
crazy.
me crazy. 1 is Yahoo, 1 is MFL, and 5 is ESPN. What are you talking about? I've been invited to 1,000, if that means anything.
Okay, that's cool.
I've been 7. Yeah. So one of them I'm out of it. The Couch League,
Sure,
I need like some tiebreakers and stuff. It's all, I got like a 1% chance in that league. And the rest I'm doing well. So that's very good news.
That's good. I'm in 4 leagues, and I could win 2 out of 4.
You can't make playoffs?
I've had some bad luck. No, like I'm out of it in the other 2, but like in our league, Couch League, I have a chance, and then this other league that I've won in the past, I have a really good chance. I'm in 2nd. So my goal every year is to just win 1 out of 4. Like I feel like if I can win 1 out of 4, I was a success.
Well, it's all about first place. Like I don't.
Yeah, no, I mean, win the league.
Yeah,
like
so I mean, like, if I were to, just theoretically, if I were to come in last place in almost all my leagues and then win first place in a league that I really cared about, that would probably be worth it than just being mediocre in all of them, or 4th place, or
I mean, that's
even
no
2nd
doubt.
place. Like, whatever, dude. Like, I don't, it's just like what people say, oh, you lost. Like, man, I'm trying to win as many first places as I can. And that's where the money's at too. That's where the cash prize is anyway.
It's not even about the money for me. It's like the prestige, like the respect, the like.
Oh, it's never about the money.
Mountain, you know what I mean? Like it's very it's gratifying, honestly.
Oh, it's never about the money. It's all about winning first place. Yeah, because 2nd place, you're not a winner. You finish 2nd place. There's only one way to win.
No one remembers 2nd place. Nobody.
It's not. You don't win. You just, that's where you finished. Like, you did well, but there's only one winner in your league. What's up, Steven? Steven says if you ain't first, you're last. That's technically not true, but yes, that's the right point.
It's the right mentality, though.
That's it's basically what it is. Like, if you ain't first, it don't really count. It is what it is. So yeah. DJ Blitz in the building. He's 7-3. Alberto. Last year, before I started watching, I came 2nd to last place. And now, let me guess, you're in last place. No, oh, he says he's 10-0, baby. 10-0. Wow.
I won't take credit for that, but
it don't matter. We'll put him on the testimonial. The testimonial for the course I got.
Write a review.
Yeah, write a review. I like when I get reviews, testimonials. I like taking genuine comments, because half the time when I say, "Hey, can you leave a testimonial?" it sounds so fake. Some people are good at that.
For sure.
Mr. Brain Axu was excellent. Like, no, dog. I want you to be like yourself. Like, come on. There is none other teacher than, like, no. We want some people can tell it sounds fake. Mr. Beast, we're just calling him Beast now. We're not calling him non-hype Beast.
Okay, that's I need to know the origin of the name.
Unless Beast gives us like the dopest origin story, like how he survived when he was 4 years old in the caves, and how he became a hero, a young hero to the masses. We're just gonna call him Beast. I think that's good. He's number 1 here. I'm 6-4 and lost 3 straight. Well, let's flip that around. Listening to this podcast, we're gonna make that 7-4, baby. We're making playoffs. Jones went off for me tonight. All right, guys, we have a great show. Before we get into it, I just want to thank our sponsors, PFF, Pro Football Focus. Go ahead and go to profootballfocus.com, sign up for an Elite or an Edge Pass. And if you like high stakes, Elite is for you. If you just want to do fantasy, go ahead and get Edge. They have PFF grades. Watch every play of every player Also, the wide receiver cornerback matchup. That's what I love. I love looking at which cornerbacks are defending which wide receivers. I love looking at which safeties are defending which tight ends. It gives you that little edge you need when you need to decide between two players. PFF is awesome. Go ahead and sign up at profootballfocus.com and prepare to win. Let's start off with the buy low, sell highs, and we'll be doing some Q&A, guys, live. The podcast, it's a little campfire here. We're able to answer just about every question, so we'll get to them. But Mike is good at trading. I'm not too happy about trading. Like, I like trading. Me and you made a trade, Mike. But
we did make a trade. I feel like that was risky on both sides. I feel like
you won the trade. I don't know.
Why?
I got running back.
Carson had a good game. You got 2 running backs. You know, valuable.
I wanted carry on
the season. We didn't even need Doyle. Like, you didn't.
No,
even
I
need
did
Doyle.
not.
So it's like you're just gaining. You gained 2 running backs for the price of something that
I know you hated that because he had a stinker last week. It's tight end roulette.
Well, it's better than starting Ben Watson every week. Like, I'll take my chances with Doyle.
So I traded. I gave you. I gave you Jack Doyle, and you gave me Chris Carson,
who I dropped initially.
Oh yeah, you dropped him right away.
It was like me admitting I was wrong and then trying to
You were desperate for a tight end, and I was desperate for a win. So I was trying to, and I had the best tight end situation in the league. I had Ertz, McDonald, and Doyle. So did I trade you anybody else?
You traded me. You threw in Wendell Smallwood. Thanks.
Yeah, it's like that guy's such a no name now. It's like, what? That guy's like, he's so relevant in 20-team leagues, and that's
I shouldn't even have him on my roster. I should actually drop him right now.
Wendell Smallwood, like I would never start that guy. That's like a RB5.
Well, thanks for throwing him in.
Yeah, it's 2 for 2.
It made the trade go through. So the trade went through, so that's all.
He needed a tight. He was desperate for a tight end. I was desperate for anything. I was desperate to get rid of a tight end because I had the best tight end situation: Kelsey, Doyle, McDonald. So I traded Doyle and Smallwood. Mike gave me his Ito Smith and Chris Carson. Still probably not gonna win this league.
Scored a TD though.
On my bench,
Let's
probably.
Not forget. Yeah, well,
I mean, at least he's not terrible. At least I got something like of some value in return.
He's relevant.
So we're gonna do some buy low, sell highs. Let's start off with the buy low. Mike, who's your buy low candidate?
My buy low candidate is none other than former Raider Amari Cooper, who's having a somewhat of resurgence in Dallas. Obviously, they traded a first-round pick to get him, so they want to, kind of put him out there, see what he can do. Last week, he didn't get a touchdown, but he's trending upward in production. He played Philly. He had 6 catches for 75 yards, no touchdowns. But this week, week 11, he faces Atlanta on the road in what should be a shootout of sorts. I think he gets in the end zone. He's a solid wide receiver 2 this week. If you can get him, you'll have a good matchup in week 13 against the Saints. So he's definitely a player you should target if you need wide receiver.
I don't really like your Cooper pick because he's good. He's going to do some stuff, but I think it's not for fantasy. I think this trade is done more for real life NFL. I think this trade benefits Zeke more. I think this trade benefits the Cowboys more and doesn't necessarily translate into Cooper fantasy points. Because Cooper, if you're the defense, who's the wide receiver that you're trying to stop?
Cooper, but you also have to stop
Zeke.
Beasley,
No, I mean that's just single coverage. So I'm not saying like easier said than done, but I'm saying the defenses are gonna focus on Cooper and Zeke when they used to just focus on Zeke and that's it. So I think Cooper's gonna be decent, but not great, and I think that the owner that has Cooper may be a little too little not so willing to give him up. Anyways, guys, I'm a trade hater, so what am I saying? This is such trade hater talk coming out of my veins. I can smell it. I know it's the trade hater talk.
Don't get discouraged when you
don't let me discourage you.
You can get him. It's
I'm
not
just
that
not that
hard.
high on him.
Let's
I think
bring Mickey
owners
out
won't
to
budge.
me.
Hey, all right, look, if they're not a Cowboys fan, maybe you got a chance of getting Cooper for cheap.
But do you not like? Okay, so you don't like the matchup this week against Atlanta, and you don't like New Orleans at Week 13. You don't like those
They're good
matchups
matchups. They're
for
good.
him. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So buy
Yeah, they're
low.
good matchups for sure. So my buy low is Alex Collins. He's been a little slump. I
That's a
think you
good
can
one.
just get him. Really, why? I think you can get him for cheap. And he's a running back. Running backs are valuable. Got some good matchups. He's faced some really tough matchups. It's the true definition of a buy low. And I would only buy him for super cheap. Now's the time to bargain. I'm not paying up for Alex Collins, especially if it's a PPR league. Not doing that. Jack Doyle right now. He just had a bad game,
Ooh.
and an owner like Mike who just traded for him, might seem a bit disappointed. So I think Jack Doyle
I'm
is
not.
still the best tight end, and this is totally non-biased right here. Like I just traded him away. I don't have Jack Doyle in any league. I think I'm starting him in one league maybe, but I'm starting. Ebron's my main tight end, so I love him. I want him to succeed is what I'm trying to say, but Jack Doyle's the man. He's getting more snaps. I think he's more trusted with luck. You know that I think Ebron Mike got 3 targets and 3 touchdowns last week, and that's just never, ever, ever will happen. I
No.
I think
No.
I was looking someplace, I don't know, eating something or something. I look up and I'm like, oh, Marlon Mack scored a touchdown. The Twitter's gonna hate. They love talking trash about how I said Marlon Mack sucks. They always hit me up, all these Colts fans, and I'm like, Marlon Mack scored a touchdown. And then there's like, I see my phone and it's like Eric Ebron rushing touchdown, and I was like, oh crap, that was Ebron and not Marlon Mack. So
Wow.
Ebron scored 2 receiving touchdowns and a rushing touchdown last week. It's not gonna repeat, guys. And he's only was only on like a third of the offensive snaps or less than that. It was insane. So he's not gonna be able to keep that up. I think Jack Doyle is still the man there. Great tight
I
end.
hope
You
so.
think can you trust as far as tight ends go? Can you trust Doyle?
Oh yeah, I mean the only reason why I made the trade is because he was the last tight end available in my eyes that people like you would trade. That wouldn't have to give up a lot, but he's definitely a tight end one in my eyes, like for the
Yeah, I
rest of the
trust him.
if he's healthy.
S-
Yeah, for
Sell high
sure.
options. Who do you have?
Okay, so I have James White, Patriots running back. He's been killing it the past well, not last week. Last week he had a really bad game. Only got 1 rushing attempt for -5 yards. It was definitely by far his worst performance of the season. But before that, from weeks 7 through 9, he was killing it. But I think it's time to sell high only because of Sony Michel is coming back in week 12. I think he'll be a big part of the offense, putting James White back on the back burner. So I think now is the time to sell high. Why he's on a bye week, so he can't have 2 bad games in a row. So sell him while people are still have a good memory of James White being a good
Especially
good
if
running
you're
back.
in a half PPR or standard league, I would definitely sell James White.
Yeah, definitely. The next guy is someone that we both agree had a really good game last week at 25 points in a PPR format. And that's Kerryon Johnson. So he has some bad matches coming up. Week 11, Carolina. Week 12, Chicago. Week 13, Rams. He doesn't get a lot of yards from scrimmage. His day was saved by having a rushing touchdown and a receiving touchdown last week, but he only had 51 yards. And I think that, since he's a rookie, they're still going to integrate Theo Riddick into the offense a little bit. Also, LeGarrette Blount, and that could vulture into some of his opportunities. So that's definitely a guy that might be. He's never going to get 25 points again. So sell him now, get as much as you can for him, and yeah, that's the target that I would definitely target.
Kerryon Johnson, we looked at his very last game. This looks the same as Ebron to me. Like, didn't get a lot of
Yep.
opportunities, not a lot of yards, got the touchdowns, and is not going to be sustainable. And I love Kerryon Johnson. Like, I might have to keep him in my keeper league. Probably
Sure,
not,
for
but I don't know.
sure.
I might. Jarek McKinnon, I don't want to keep him anymore.
No, you gotta keep carrying.
Yeah, so that's how much I like Carry On. But yeah, man, just like Ebron. And then who have I been talking about, guys? Sell high on Eric Ebron. He scored 30 fantasy points in one of my leagues. That's insane. Just go ahead, sell high on him. No one's gonna when you sell high, no one's gonna look at the stats I did. No one's gonna look at the offensive snaps, none of that stuff. Yeah, they're gonna see he's only got 3 receptions or whatever it was, 3 targets, but I think you sell high on him, you get whatever you can. You can roll with a tight end like McDonald. Maybe this bye week helps out Njoku and Jarvis. I really believe there's a good chance it will. So roll with whatever other tight end you can get and just sell on Ebron. Get something. I got for Doyle, I got 2 running backs. I got Ito and Chris Carson for, and I asked Mike, I was like, hey, do you want McDonald or Doyle? Then he laughed in my face and said, I want Doyle. And I said, all right, go ahead and doubt McDonald. McDonald actually scored more, huh?
I know, but it's just not the someone
I get it. Trade. Doyle's a little bit better. I get it, but I knew McDonald. Well, you know what I was thinking? I didn't really tell people this out loud, right? But in my brain, I was like, I love McDonald and Uzama. One was good and one was poop. McDonald's been performing very well.
He's been killing it. But it's just like, I know that Doyle is like Luck's favorite target and they throw to the tight end so much. So
yeah, Doyle could be Luck's #1 receiver on most, in general, most weeks. Yeah, I definitely see that. Yeah. So let's do some Q&A. We'll just really quick, guys. Buy low. Mike's buy low candidate was Amari Cooper. Mine buy lows were Collins and Doyle. Mike's sell high was James White and Kerryon Johnson. And my sell high was Eric Ebron. So let's do a little bit of Q&A here. If you guys ask the question, just ask it again. It's all good. There's only not too many people in here. Fantasy 23 Legend. That's quite the ego name there, buddy. He likes the sell high candidate, so thank you. Hazelnut. Oh, nice to see you back here, bud. Happy with Chris Carson's numbers from tonight. This is a happy guy here. Getting tired of Mason Crosby. Cut him. Mo Cox, Smallwood, or Chubb? What question is this? I know the 3 players. I just don't get what.
Next question.
Chubb is on bye, so start him. Guaranteed 0 points. You can't get negative points. I'll tell you that. Adam says I traded Zeke for Mixon and Evans, like you said.
Who said that?
Sounds like something I'd say. Sure. Yeah. Should I be worried about how stupid you are? No, he didn't say. Should I be worried about Mixon rest of season because of his injury?
Yeah. Yes.
It's a knee injury. It's a knee injury that came up all of a sudden. That sounds worrisome?
Yeah, it's bad.
Hey, I didn't know. Look, I'll tell you something though, man. Seriously, Zeke is extremely durable. I know you don't want to hear that, but I mean, it is what it is. I didn't know this was going to happen to Mixon. I figured you're getting an RB1 and a wide receiver 1.
Yeah,
it was true. Good at the time.
That's true. The value's there. I mean, you get a wide receiver 1 and a potentially RB1. Like that.
Also, this could have happened before the Cooper trade as well, when I was saying, hey, Cooper's going to help out the team, and he has. So Mixon's status, it's very unknown. There's this guy in the Facebook group who said there's a rumor of a torn ACL. There's no rumor of a torn ACL, by the way. So, I mean, I don't, it could be, but I doubt it is. And we don't know, man. It's probably stemming from the small surgery he had, which was a cleanup, whatever they call it, microscopic, whatever. The cleanup surgery he had, was it week 2 or 3? And it could be swelling. We don't know. And it just happened today. Yesterday, he seemed okay. Today, the knee showed up. So tomorrow is Friday. Friday is always the big indicator on the practice status. If Gio Bernard's available in your league, definitely go get him. Gio Bernard was a decent pickup yesterday, and now he's almost a must pickup in any league. whether you have Mixon or not. And that's really, I know I don't have a lot of info, and I'm definitely not going to text or call Mixon, assuming the small chance he actually picks up. He would not tell me this, and then he'll definitely stop answering my calls and texts if I ask him about his knee. I'll tell you that.
He had his knee scoped earlier this season, so if it's the same knee,
I think it is.
Good. Oh yeah, it's definitely the same.
I think it's the same knee, so it could be some swelling or something. It doesn't sound good. A knee is sounds scary. We'll see, man. He's a tough guy, though. I'm sure he'll tough it out, but I really don't know what it is. It just says knee. Steven, what do you guys think of Doug Baldwin? In general, I think he's back. I think you have to temper some expectations, but I think he's back. And I saw the chat earlier, guys. You said, yeah, he could have early in the game. He almost had another touchdown because the first drive I think of the game, and Russell Wilson just missed him.
I started him against Justin. I need this win, so that was huge. I had Anthony Miller before the game. Last minute, I put him.
Good decision. Did you see my Instagram post today?
Yeah,
with Taylor Gabriel.
Yeah, he
DM'd me, and so I don't have a lot of people to tell, so I told Mike, I don't want to screenshot. I would frame that. I love the guy so much, but I don't want to tell people the bill. I'll tell you guys. So I posted a post on Instagram. I usually don't do like Instagram analysis, but I saw a dope edit and I posted. I was basically saying, look, this kind of sucks for fantasy owners, except Trubisky owners. You don't know if Burden's going to score. Is it going to be a Bears defense dominant game where the other team doesn't do anything and it's a low scoring game? Is it going to be Burden? Is it going to be Anthony Miller, Taylor Gabriel, Allen Robinson? Is it going to be more of a Cohen type game script or a Howard type game script? And you don't know, so it's a little bit frustrating for the flex / tight end position for fantasy owners, but it's great for the Bears, great for Nagy, great and really tough on defenses. They don't know who to zero in on, and Trubisky's playing very well. And then Taylor Gabriel DM'd me. I actually didn't know what the heck he was talking about at first. He said, you never know, fam. And I was like, oh, he means like you never know who's going to score. And I was like, okay. So he agrees with me. So the man himself is saying, yeah, you never know. It's Taylor Gabriel. Remember how hot this guy was, like from week 3 to 7? Like DFS, everybody every week was picking Taylor Gabriel for 4 weeks straight. Then last week, 0 points. This week, I don't know how many points Taylor Gabriel's going to get. 0 to 14.5. Yeah, I mean, I really don't know. They spread the ball a lot. And they have a tough match. It's going to be a tough game. Vikings Bears. It is. Probably not high scoring, but I love that game. Honestly, have no idea what we were talking about.
We were talking about Doug Baldwin.
And then I turned it into my own story.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I like it.
Oh, you had Anthony Miller. That's why. Okay.
Yeah,
good choice, dude. Anthony Miller's.
Yeah, it was literally like 5 minutes before the game started. Good choice,
because Anthony Miller's gonna get you like two to 16, 2 to 17 fantasy points. And Baldwin, did he get you 16? How many? 18. Oh yeah, so Anthony Miller's not gonna get 18. No way.
No, he's
no way.
No way. So I made the right choice. I took a gamble, and it paid off, and I'm happy.
I think Alberto is Googling how to donate a knee to the Bengals to help Joe Mixon.
Yeah, they need that. They need that for sure.
Non-hype beast started MVS.
Oh, good. What happened to him?
I thought he'd have a good game. He's projected to have a good game. At least, double-digit fantasy points. But one catch for poop yards.
But why did that I don't know why that happened. Like,
let's put it like this. I watched Brett Coleman came out with a dope film room video about the play calling on the Packers. And it's just and the analyst on even Thursday Night Football, NFL Network, talking about it. Okay, 9 carries for Aaron Jones first half, and then I think he had 4. And you have the lead. It's like a bit weird. Is Aaron Jones leading the league in yards per carry with 7 yards per carry? Yeah. What the heck's going on? Why are they doing all these like I get it's all like watching Aaron Rodgers do this when it works. It's not working this year. Is awesome. It's the most amazing thing in the NFL probably. But it's not working this year. So I have no idea what's going on with the Packers. They need to just run the ball more, call more simple plays. I don't know, but they had like, dude, I thought the Packers would win this game, and as I'm watching it, I'm like, the Packers have won in the first half. You know, they won, and they somehow blew the game. And when it's obvious to everybody, it should be obvious, at least to the coach who knows way more about football than us. I don't see that Coach McCarthy's not going to be there next year. No, it's so whack.
But their defense is so like banged up and like
awful.
Their defense is horrible. It's
other awful. Than that one guy who is trending on Twitter who got like 4 sacks or something today.
Yeah,
I've never heard of him before.
That's all they got.
McCarthy won't be Green Bay next year. Yeah. Luke said predict. You need to put prediction or act, Luke. Jaws, all Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones. Yeah,
that was great. Devontae Adams is
that guy. He's like the new Michael Thomas now. He's so consistent, and he has rapport with his quarterback. The only receiver that has rapport with his quarterback. If Mixon doesn't play, should I go with Mack or Tevin Coleman? That's so hard. I just don't like Mack this week, but then...
Yeah, I don't like Mack either.
I think Coleman will have some success.
I think he has a bounce-back game from last week, because last week was just very disappointing, but he had a big week the week before, so sometimes they have, like, bounce-back weeks. So that could happen.
I think I'd go with Coleman, guys. Yeah, I'd go Coleman as well. Jonah says, trade Mixon for Josh Gordon and Lindsey. My other RBs are Gurley, Connor, Aaron Jones, and Chubb. My receivers are trade Mixon for Josh Gordon. With this knee thing, that pushes the trade over.
Do that now. Why would you not do that already?
Dallas D-line is underrated. Too much of this underrated, overrated talk. It sometimes applies. Nobody's rating the Cowboys D-line. Everyone knows they're okay. You know, they're good. And they have a lot of really good... Actually, their defense is good. They have good secondary. They have good linebackers, kind of. They drafted a rookie linebacker who's okay. And when Sean Lee's healthy, he's okay. So Dallas D is good. Just look at the stats. It shows. Start Luck or Fitzpatrick? I'd start Fitzpatrick.
Me too.
Cohen or Kerryon Johnson PPR? I'm going with Kerryon because I just know he's going to get the touches. Cohen has more upside though. He's more big play potential for sure. But I'd go Kerryon. I like the carries.
Yeah, you're right. He has more.
It's just like what you want to do. You want to go with Cohen, who's going to get you 2 points or 19 points, or you go with Kerryon, who's going to get you 11. I'd take the 11 points.
I agree.
Matt Ryan or Trubisky? You can't bench Matt Ryan this week. No way, unless you got Mahomes. Okay, moving on. So, let's talk about collusion. How many of you guys in the chat enjoy collusion in your leagues? I asked this on the last live chat, and everyone's like, "Yeah, I love collusion."
It's easy to spot.
So, this guy I've never heard this. So this guy, I think it was Jason. I'm not sure. We'll hide his identity. We'll call him Jay.
Jason X.
Jason X said he paid somebody who's out of the contention to win it and won't make playoffs. He paid him $120 for James Conner. And he's like, what do you guys think of that? And I was like, well, that's the direct definition of collusion. So no, I don't like it. And I was like, if I was the commish, I would not allow this. And I'm like, it's against the spirit of the game. It's unethical. I hate it, dude. I love to win. Like,
but who did he get? Like, how did this trade get through? Like, it had to have been like not that
Well,
crazy.
no, I think the guy's the
How did he-
commish, I think, or something. I stopped reading it. You know, I don't like to read. So when he was like, and he's the, you know, like,
Okay. It's
and
unethical,
some
though.
people aren't like 100% clear on social media, on Facebook. So he said, I think, and he's like, the guy's the commish or something. Like, I just stopped reading. You know, I was like, I got 999 other questions to get to. Like, I'm done with this. But anyways, he did it, and I just basically let him know, like, that's collusion. Don't do it. I don't like it. And plus you're paying $120. Like, I don't like when I always played you one-on-one basketball, Mike, I beat you once or twice. I think I beat you but out of 100 times. And towards the end, and towards like you started getting a little bit better. Like towards the end, I didn't even like stand a chance. But I appreciated that. If you just let me win all the time and then you acted like you didn't, I'd be super pissed. I'm like, dude, I'm trying to get, you know, like, I just want to play. Like, I actually want to beat you. Like, if you let me win, it doesn't count.
I wanted you to be.
Yeah, but you still played hard, you know, and that's how we both got better. Yeah. Like, so it's like, I want to beat the best. People want to be in our league, not just because it's fun, but it's competitive. Everyone's playing hard. That's the only way I love it. Everyone has to be logging in. No, I lost my password, or no, oh, I forgot, or oh, was it? I thought it was Pacific time, not Eastern time. Shut up. This is competitive. There's real money on the line. I love to compete, and I love to win in a competition. I don't love it to be handed it to me. That's not how I grew. I mean, I had to, you know, fight for everything. And I'm not just going to have some handed to me. Or I'm going to pay my way out of it. You know, pay my way to get grades. Grades are stupid, though. Who cares about that? This is winning a fantasy league, guys. This is important.
Way more
Yeah,
important.
so I didn't like that. But I just thought I'd bring it up because I honestly never heard of this. Like, you kind of think of stories like this. You know, like collusion. Yeah. But paying someone $120? That's disgusting. It's like, what the heck? You know, usually we do it like this. Oh, me and Mike, we're best buds, Mike. You know, let's gain up on these guys. Here, let me do you this favor. You know, like, I'll buy you a beer. You know, Mike will be, all right, you know, give me this player. You're out of contention. Like, that's how I thought collusion works, if it ever does. But this is like extreme. $120. My God. Yeah. That's a real bribe. And I think we did this on podcast last year, but I'm gonna reiterate. So this is the time where this is gonna happen, guys. There's gonna be that one owner in some leagues, and no matter how good your league is, you might have this type of owner every now and then. There's gonna be one owner who's going to be immature and drop all his or her players. Let's face it, it's probably gonna be a guy. This guy's gonna drop all his players. Or at least all his good players, and just be you know, just out of immaturity. What you do to this person, you never talk to them, because this is the type of person who'll never have your back. Like, think about this person in real life. If they can't even play fantasy straight up, how's there gonna be a good friend in real life? You just stop talking to him, you kick him out the league, you delete him as an owner, and what you do is you add all the players back. You don't let anybody pick up those players. You add them back. You set the lineup for the rest of the season, and that's it. Or have the lineup exactly how it was before he dropped them, as close as you can. And never mess with the team again. Because if you're changing lineups every week, they're going to think that you're cheating. You're going to be like, oh, so you don't put the right players when you play them. Like, trust me, guys, I've done this for several years. I've learned the hard. Like, I've made several mistakes. I've learned this is the only way and the best way to do it. So you X that player out. You lock his team, as in you don't let him control it anymore. You delete him. You put all the players back. Leave the lineup for the remainder of the year. Nobody touches it, and you just play against them. And yeah, that's it. And it's gonna be whack. But honestly, guys, I don't even know if it was Jason. I don't know who it was. I tried to find the comment, but I couldn't. So that's what you do if an owner drops every player. Have you seen? I know it's happened in a league we were in, Mike. Have you seen it happen in other times? Yeah, it's pretty popular.
I've seen people. I haven't seen anyone pay for a player, but I've seen people drop it.
Yeah.
Players. Yeah, that's common. That's pretty common.
It's like
pretty funny when it happens.
It's like, oh, you didn't get the toppings you wanted on the pizza, and then the guy, he takes the pizza and throws the whole thing on the ground. And it's like people don't get the metaphor, but it's like, all right, I don't like what's going on here, so I'm gonna make it worse for everybody. And now whoever owns this house has to clean it up. That's exactly what I do, because I have to go through. It took me so long. I have to add all the players back. It happened on Yahoo once, and I don't know how to use Yahoo as well. Even on ESPN, I didn't know how to do. Doesn't happen all the time when I'm the commish. So you got to look it up. I want to make sure I didn't delete any teams. Or it's like the person who gets mad at an establishment and throws down the stack of magazines on their way out. They throw down your coat hanger on the way out of the house. It's childish. It's immature. You're never allowed in my house again if you do that. Plus, it's a waste of pizza.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a waste.
Oh my God. Is it Cole? Are you serious? Guy in my league sent a list of his players with prices to buy them. This is like fantasy prostitution. What's going on here?
Yeah, Jesus.
Don't fantasy like that, trafficking. Guys. This is disgusting. I'm disgusted of this.
Disgusting. It's a meat market. Oh my God. I'm not having it.
Did he post it in the forums, or did he text you guys one by one, like sneaky? Was it sneaky? Was it like black market, or was it like eBay, like just post it for everybody to see?
Yeah, we need clarification.
Yeah, this is just nasty. All right, we have a good topic, guys. This is one I want to talk about a lot. And guys, chime in on this topic in the live chat. Mike, is Jon Gruden an idiot or a genius?
Well, this is a very polarizing topic that I felt very compelled to write about in our most recent article posted on the website. I just think that he can't be that dumb. I think that I've seen this before in the NBA, and that's when Sam Hinkie, the former GM of the Sixers, he had a plan. So his plan, the only way to get coveted assets, high draft picks, was to tank. And what that would result in was better odds to win the NBA draft lottery. In the NFL, it's actually even easier to tank because there is no lottery. So it goes by the worst record. And I think if Jon Gruden, his plan was to clear out the team and have only the players he likes, not have to pay for huge contracts like Khalil Mack. He'll probably get out of the Derek Carr contract eventually, and having to pay Amari Cooper. And he has 5 first-round draft picks as of right now in the next 2 drafts. And I think he'll get more somehow. I just don't think he's done. But the fact that he's basically cleared house, he definitely tanked, I feel like, in the game against the Niners. He's probably tanking the rest of the year. But if his grand plan is to get high draft picks, they're in line to get Nick Bosa. If they get Nick Bosa right now, if they get Justin Herbert from Oregon, those are 2 key players that they'll be able to control for a rookie contract for the next 4 or 5 years. It sets them up great, like the cap flexibility, financial flexibility, going into Las Vegas with the new stadium. I just think it sets them up with a lot of different options. They can build a team how they see it in his vision. So I definitely think that this is not like this isn't an accident. With things he's doing, the moves he's making, it's for a purpose and a bigger picture. So I tend to believe that he's smarter than what everyone thinks he is at this moment.
Rio says, I don't think Herbert is coming out.
Well, we'll see. If he's guaranteed to be the number 1 pick, I guarantee.
Yeah, why wouldn't you come out? Let's make some money.
You? Yeah, why would
I didn't hear that. I'm not up on the drafts and stuff, but I never heard he's not going to come out though. So.
Well, people are talking about him right now. Is that he's the number 1 quarterback on Mel Kiper's draft board. So if you're that high and you're guaranteed as the number 1 pick, you're definitely.
And isn't he the guy that's probably leaps and bounds ahead of the other quarterbacks? If I'm thinking of the right.
Well, I haven't even heard. Well, the only other quarterback that has been making obviously a lot of news and is a Heisman front runner right now is Tua Tagovailoa from Alabama. He's having a historically great year. Kyler Murray from Oklahoma is another top prospect, but obviously he got drafted by the A's in the first round. So he's going to be playing pro baseball moving forward. So, yeah, it's not a lot of great franchise quarterbacks coming up. So there's probably only 3, maybe at most. So that's definitely a good opportunity for the Raiders to retool if they want to get rid of
Or
Derek
just
Carr.
get the best, pass rusher, which is fine, and stick with Carr.
Yeah, either way.
Yeah, and they
Either
have a
way,
bunch of
they're good.
options. So a few people say genius. Cole says I wouldn't say genius, but smart. And Steven says he shouldn't have traded Mac. So Mike wrote an article, guys. Check it out on fantasycouch.com if you're interested. It's about Jon Gruden. Again, it's on fantasycouch.com. Here's my take. Best case, let's say they keep Mac. Best case scenario. Okay, let's the dream scenario right now for the Raiders. They're the 12th best team in the league this year. Then they're the 10th best team, and then blah, blah, blah. Make up some numbers. They're not number one. They're not number two. They're probably not making the AFC Championship game anytime soon. They suck. So they could have went with Mac and Cooper. They could have went 4-12 this year. That's how bad they are. So why? So now you have to pay a guy a ton of money. You don't have the flexibility in the cap. And at best, you're a 12th place team. It's, what did we just talk about in fantasy, guys? First place or bust, right? Everybody agreed with that. It's the same with the NFL team. You got to be first place. That's it. You have to win the Super Bowl. There's nothing else. And if you're not, you might as well go get the number one, as many number one picks as you can.
Exactly.
Raiders simply didn't have that kind of money on hand. So I don't know exactly, Rios, how it was, but I do know they wouldn't have much flexibility, at the very least, if they did get Khalil Mack and they signed him. So he demanded quite a bit of money, and these holdouts, the player usually wins one way or another. So yeah, if the good players, not the ones that are troublemakers and not that talented. Yeah, they usually end up winning one way or another. And Gruden kind of mentioned that. He's like, well, we're going to have to either trade him or sign him. And they got quite a bit in the trade, though. It's not like they gave him away for cheap. Also, Cooper, they got a decent amount for Cooper, another first-round pick. So now he's stocked, loaded. You got everything on your side. Sure, Oakland's going to be bitter. They're always bitter. And Las Vegas Raiders, baby. They're going to be a good team once they're in Vegas. Maybe another year, but I think they'll be good. It's a big L for the Oakland Raiders and soon to be a big W for the Las Vegas Raiders. Tua from Alabama is who I think they will draft. Okay, that's what B says. Herbert's not coming out because his little bro is going to Oregon next year, and he's a 5-star tight end.
We'll see.
That's
not enough to pass up.
That's a lot of money. That's so much money. It all depends. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what. I'm sure there's shocks every year. There's surprises. There's shocks. Bosa is a good fit on the Raiders. Bosa's who
I think they'll. But like now the Niners are ahead of them.
I love Bosa on the Niners because we need an edge rusher. Yeah, we have like 4 defensive tackles on that line. So an edge rusher would just be net. Just think about that line would actually be like complete with Bosa.
Oh, for sure. I hope we get him somehow. I just hope.
Let's hope that you're wrong about Gruden and he's actually an idiot.
It could happen.
That would be
in line.
That would be sick. Vikes Bears, who you got? Come on, man. I'm going with Turbo Taylor Gabriel and the Bears.
No.
Bears, Mike?
Yeah, I'm going Bears. Trubisky. Locks of the week.
Last week was a disastrophe.
Bad.
Did I win? I wrote I won.
Yes,
okay,
you won. Under 50.
I got lucky. Other than that, it was a very crazy week. And guys, I almost lost. I get challenged to very high stakes DFS games with experts and professionals, and I almost lost it all. It was so much money on the line. I almost lost it all because I had Brady and the Jets defense, and I ended up winning almost all of them, and actually wound up making profit because I had Nick Chubb. Thank God.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
that was great.
So, who is your lock of the week? Well, I'm not picking a lock, so who is your locks?
Yeah. So you are forfeiting lock. I'm gonna go 2 locks of the week. These are. I mean, I'm not like 100% all in on these, so just like do a disclaimer real quick. But if I were to pick the 2 best ones that stood out to me, Steelers -5 at Jacksonville. Steelers are obviously trending upward after that huge win last week, blowing out Carolina. This week, they're getting a Jacksonville Jaguar squad that's out of the playoff picture. Has it looked like a shell of their former selves on defense. So I think the Steelers should win by at least a touchdown. So that's a good bet in my eyes. Panthers, they're the ones that got blown out by the Steelers. They want to prove that was not, that's not the team that is going to show up this week. They're -4.5 against the Lions. The Lions, don't have Tate anymore. I think they're on the downward streak as well. I think the Panthers have a bounce back game, win by a touchdown against the Lions.
Steven says Jacksonville upset. I called it. Well, Steelers defense is actually pretty good. So
yeah, and the Steelers offense is
I don't know, maybe a teaser. You could go a little teaser with Steelers and Panthers. There you go. You get some points. You're good to go. Guys, make sure you check out the best fantasy football community. Go to Facebook and just search Fantasy Couch Fam. We got to head out here. Make sure you guys are subscribed to this YouTube channel, Fantasy Couch Podcast. Subscribe to the other YouTube channel, our main channel, Fantasy Couch. It's always more fun live when we do Q&As. Also, you can subscribe to the audio versions of this podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, or Google Play Music. I'll see you guys on the next video / live stream. I'm Hussein the Brain for Mike Mattal. Peace.